Up next, on the spot, it's Croft Aw Croft as we compare Tomb Raider Anniversary to the original 10-year-old game. Also, we check out the gaming side of the NFL Draft, tear through dirt, tour the new Gears of War maps, and welcome special guest artist Brandon Bird to the studio. Dibs on Luther, we're live and on the spot. Hello, everybody, and welcome to On the Spot, GameSpot's live show we do every Thursday afternoon where we play a whole bunch of games you haven't seen before and have a good time. I'm your host, Rich Gallup. Jeff Gerstmann, what is up, sir?
Yo.
How you doing?
Yo.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's that kind of day.
Yo, it's good.
Yeah. It's Thursday.
Yeah,
it's
totally
time for On the Spot.
Yes.
We have our show today. It's great.
It's a great show.
It's a great show. We have a great show
weird.
for you
That's
today.
really weird.
I know. Now,
I wouldn't have expected that.
Now, we did just say some of the things that will be happening on today's show.
Yes.
But did you know we have Ryan Davis standing by to tell us how great today's show is?
Yeah, I can see him.
Ryan Davis, yo!
Hey,
Yo.
yo, what's
Yo.
up? Yo.
What's up?
What's hanging?
Yo!
It's on the spot. It's Thursday. We've got a whole grip of games to show you here. We've got Red Star for the PlayStation 2. Thank you, Frank. We've got a grip of new Gears of War maps for the Xbox 360. Those just came out. We're going to check those out. Tenchu Z, that's coming out for the Xbox 360. We're going to take a look at that. Dirt, also for the Xbox 360. That's the new Colin McRae game, and Brian Eckberg is going to be in the house to give us a look at that. Brandon Bird, artist.
Sure.
Brandon Bird is going to be here, and we're going to talk to him about crazy video game art. We have more stuff about Spider-Man 3, and we have Tomb Raider Anniversary with a twist.
It is a twist.
Stay tuned to see what that's all about.
Stay tuned for the stunning conclusion of Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition.
But first,
Ryan Davis, we had a little bit of fun last week on the show with Halo Watch. You might remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Where we all pretended to watch the leaked Halo 3 beta footage.
Sure.
And we was like, man, starting off shows with humor it's an interesting twist on the spot formula. We should do that more often.
Uh-huh.
So we got Vinny Caravella and then put him in a box and said, Vinny, figure out what makes him funny. And he did it again.
He said, yo.
He did.
Got it under control.
Because you know what's funny?
What?
What's fun in general?
What?
Swears.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
We run a clean show here and On the Spot, and so we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, we don't really get that humor associated with cursing that you might find elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So here it is, GameSpot recensored.
Wes, that was you? Ever since last time, I've wanted to again and win. That is, without this.
It was a good match, Wes.
It was a heck of a clobbering, but I guess there's no shame in losing.
What could Brainiac have possibly offered you to do something like this?
I'm a mass murderer. With any luck, I'm about to set a record.
Not today. Off from those.
That's so cute. Between you and me, I did get a little something extra from Brainiac for my troubles. He gave me the technology to make these. Now tell me that isn't cool.
You don't just stand there. All of is your fault. Get by Sin, ending up in Spira, not being able to go back to Xanark, everything. I'm telling you, it's all your fault.
Swearing is fun. GameSpot Recensored. Hope you liked it. We're going to do more of it. I guarantee it. But right now, I'd love to welcome to the set Aaron Thomas. Hey, Aaron.
What's up, yo?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Am I here to curse?
No cursing. You're here to play Tomb Raider Anniversary.
I can't curse?
No, dude. We're a clean show.
All right.
Mostly.
We'll play some Tomb Raider then.
Yeah. So the game is Tomb Raider Anniversary. We saw it on the show before. What level are we seeing today?
We are seeing the Greece level. This is St. Francis Folly. And I kind of cleared this room already because I don't want to spoil any surprises for anybody.
Sure.
But we're also going to check out something else here.
Right, man. This Tomb Raider we're looking at right now doesn't really look that impressive, Aaron. I don't get it. What's that?
It's old school right there.
Oh,
Old school.
We're doing a little Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider here. Just so you got. Oh, there's a graphic.
Whoa.
Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider. So this is Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition right here on the PlayStation 2.
You can tell because of the hair physics.
There's stuff floating all over the place.
Yes.
Now, Aaron, obviously you're piloting Tomb Raider Anniversary, so we expect you to do a little better than Ryan and Alex over there.
Let's not go crazy
Jump
here.
up on that.
All right,
Jump
but
up.
I might die.
You've played it before, but
Yes.
guys in the back can feel free to switch back and forth at any time. But Aaron, for people who haven't seen it on the previous show, what have they done with Tomb Raider Anniversary?
This is a kind of remake, reimagining of the first game. So as you can see, and well, if they
Jump up.
you check out the other level, that these levels are very similar, but it's been reworked. There's new puzzles. The maps are similar, but they've been enhanced to take advantage of Laura's new abilities. So whereas in the old Tomb Raider you would just kind of run up to the door, which is on the lower level, here you use the grappling hook, run across the wall, and jump.
Slick.
And then there's some new puzzles to handle, and just a lot more. It's kind of like the same basic. Well, do I want to fall? Sure. Maybe not. So the same basic stuff, but kind of modernized.
Like over there, they got blocks.
Yeah, they got blocks.
Columns.
Ryan and Alex,
I
this is a
got
sweet
columns.
bunch of squares you guys have.
Yeah, Alex can't figure out how to jump up onto them.
I don't want to.
Run around. Check it out. Just pull your guns out and shoot at stuff.
Yeah, find a
Look,
cat.
hey, I
to
jumped
shoot.
on that. That's cool, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of the old surprises are still there. You'll still see the T-Rex and
Yeah, I don't think that's
and
no, it's not.
the lions and stuff like that. But we'll see. This level is much bigger and has a much bigger scale to it than the original.
I remember the first Tomb Raider being kind of hard.
Yeah, especially when you go back and play it now. This one's still hard, but it's much more, I don't know, challenging. It's
Fair.
not. It's yeah.
It's fair.
It's not hard because you can't see where you're going and stuff like that. It's just hard because, well, you can see how high I am, and basically one wrong move is death. But they got checkpoints in here that aren't too far apart, and you got control over the camera, and yeah, it's new but old but still good.
Cool.
And it's still Tomb Raider.
You ready to take a couple questions from the audience?
Why not?
Ryan Davis.
Oswaldo Gonzalez from Ledgewood, New Jersey wants to know how hard are the puzzles in Tomb Raider Anniversary?
The puzzles are pretty tough. It starts you off pretty slow with basic, pull switch, move some blocks, but it quickly gets more complicated from there. So you're dealing with your environment as well as trying to solve a puzzle at the same time.
Cool. Ryan Davis.
Let's see here. Paul Gardner from Sydney wants to know if it's roughly the same length as the original Tomb Raider.
It seems to. I guess this is technically the 6th level, but second chapter sort of thing. I think it's probably going to be a little longer because there's just more to do. It looks like it's going to have the same basic content, same story, but it's just going to take longer. There's more ways to
Cool.
stay occupied.
Can we get another? I want to see that Tomb Raider graphic one more time because it's way sweet. And Alex, can you get a close-up shot of Laura in any way so we can maybe compare Croft here? Yes, Tomb Raider Tomb Raider.
Not really.
No, the camera won't let you do it.
Really not that dynamic.
Can you
so
back
there's
into a
another
wall?
new feature right there is the camera works.
Well, what if you back up against a wall in that one? I thought that was always the way to
Is it?
get a good look at her.
What are you
10
saying,
years,
Jeff?
dude?
Nothing, dude.
What are you saying? Oh, there it was for a second. Oh, All right, so that's Laura there. Now we can get a shot of
can just keep
Laura
doing
here
this
in the
all
new
day
one.
long.
It's gonna make me throw up.
Oh, look at this. This is fun. This is fun what I'm doing right here.
This is just PlayStation 1. This is like, when did Tomb Raider, Jeff, come along?
It was like 96.
I don't want to stop doing that.
So this is like a 10-year anniversary thing, or 11-year,
11, 10, 11, something like that.
So
yeah, they must be doing something right because, well, pretty much every Tomb Raider game up to Legend was dumb, and so it's great that they're going to go back and tell those stories, but this time the control won't suck.
sure.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's a lot like Legend. If you played Legend, you got a pretty good idea of what to expect here.
This game looks great. It's Tomb Raider Anniversary, and it's amazing that this is just, we talk about the next step, but this is just a PlayStation 1 game to a PlayStation 2 game, and it looks great.
And it's widescreen and progressive scan, which is cool.
Well, there you go. Well, thanks for coming by, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Yo. Yeah. All right, sweet.
All right.
So there's one game that we wish we could be showing to you today. We can't for various reasons. Spider-Man 3. There's all kinds of stuff we can't. Gotta wait, right, Jeff?
The movie's not out yet,
So we can't.
There would be like lawyers parachuting on top of this building.
Yes.
It'd be bad news.
Yeah, it would be bad news.
Yeah.
But we can show you a segment that our man Takeshi put together of Topher Grace and Tobey Maguire, toe and toe, as everyone calls him around the set out here, talking about what it's like to be a voice actor in the video game Spider-Man 3. Fellas?
Hey, I'm Spider-Man. That's the sort of thing I do. You really do feel like you're immersed in this experience, and that's something that I think has been done to a really high degree with this video game because it's so big, there's so much to do. It's pretty amazing. My job as an actor, there's a lot of fantasy fulfillment. I get to go play things I imagined being as a kid. And a video game is kind of a unique way for me and other people to do that as well, where you get to slip into your fantasies. I've had a lot of fun playing Spider-Man / Peter Parker in all three of the films. And what I think we've done really well is to make each film its own unique movie. And therefore it's been really exciting and a lot of fun for me as an actor to show up because it's like a brand new character in a sense. I think it's fun and interesting because you can follow the storyline of our movie, or you can go off into all these other side storylines that are unique to the game as an extension of the film.
And then they started talking about Venom, and I thought, oh man, I got to do this for me, so I can own the action figure, so I can own the video game. So I don't think I won't be playing this, by the way.
Time's running out, Spider-Man! You better hurry!
Right as I was getting into comic books, that was a big deal, Venom and then Carnage after him. So I remember thinking, he's so evil, and yet there's something kind of really funny about him, really acerbic, and he's a real point of view. He is bad, because he's insane, but he's got a weird brand of justice. He actually wants to help the public. There's kind of a universal appeal to Peter Parker, in that he's a normal guy. And I think that's worked in the comic books and the films and works in the game.
Crap. Not bad. The first time I got somebody on the street stopping me and talking about J. Jonah Jameson, I, of course, assumed they were talking about either the first movie or the second movie, but then the second sentence out of their mouth was, it's one of the best games ever, Everybody's got a dark side. We'd all like to have the opportunity to just let it out at will sometimes. But we don't, most of us. So it's nice to live through other characters, Topher's character and Tobey's character, and see that dark side come out and, kind of relish it and wallow in it and have a good time and then turn off the game and go back to life.
The first and foremost thing I look for is the quality of game. It's not just about the springboard of the movie title you have. It's really about the quality of the game. I always love those games where if you love the world and you love the game, that there's tons of stuff to do. I don't want the game to end.
There it is, Spider-Man 3. It's in stores soon. Jeff, when can we expect a review on that? Soonish?
Soonish. Any day now.
Great.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe. Now we'd like to welcome to the show special guest Brandon Bird. Brandon, welcome.
Hey.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you being here. We're all fans of your work, and we're using the I Am 8-Bit exhibit as an excuse to get you here on the show.
Yeah,
cool.
That's a show that's going on right now in LA. I think it goes for another week. Gallery 1988, which is at Melrose and La Brea, if you're in Los Angeles.
If you're in Los Angeles. But if you're just watching us here and you want to check it out, it's iam8bit.net. You can find a link to it. So Brandon, you made a couple of amazing pieces of video game-related art.
Yeah.
Tell us about them, starting with Mr. Indiana Jones.
Okay, well, where's the camera?
No, just talk to us.
Okay,
dude. Don't worry
cool.
about the
That's
camera.
what
The
I'll
cameras are, what, there's cameras here? Yeah, no, don't worry about it. You got us. Talk to Jeff, talk to me. What?
There's cameras.
Yeah, yo.
But they can't see my they can't see my face, man.
No.
I did some stuff, kid.
Okay, well, most of the things in the 8-Bit show tend to be kind of Nintendo-oriented, like lots of Mario, lots of Link. But I never had an NES. We were a Sega Master System family.
Oh.
And I knew if I did like a Master System character, like Opa Opa or something, and somebody would be like, what the hell is that? So I thought of some way to actually put the Master System in a painting, which was to have Harrison Ford kind of carrying the system and all the controllers and connectors. And there are two kids who are playing Nintendo in the foreground, and he's just really heartbroken that he can't, have the TV to play his Master System.
No one wants to play Sega with Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
The Sega Master System, I think, led to a lot of heartbreak, because I know the first one I bought, when I got it home, it was broken.
What?
And, yeah, and I never really recovered. It took me a few days to get back to the store and get a working Master System, and that just kind of soured me right off the bat.
So you never got to play like the Spy versus Spy?
No, I eventually got a working one, and I played all the Action Fighter and the classics.
Yeah, before TurboGrafx, made it all the rage. They had the little
the little cards. Yeah, awesome. Was it the Rope Transbot?
Yeah,
was a card game. And that was a winner.
You guys are just making up stuff, dude.
No, that's a real game.
Well, we were talking about real games.
He bought it at Target on clearance for like $5.
Awesome. That's cool. We got to see a bunch. We got to see a bunch of your art right there. Flash by really quickly. Noticing a lot of pop culture icons in there. Is that Michael Langdon holding a squid?
Yes, that is.
That is Christopher Walken. There you go. There's Harrison Ford right there.
Painting.
No one does want to play Sega. He is an angry. Now, when you choose a subject,
I got
like
Safari Hunt over here. Get off my plane.
The Christopher Walken, drinking his tab, making an Optimus Prime looking robot, maybe. How do you choose who is going to be the subject of your work?
Well, from the last couple of examples, I like kind of older, grizzled, angry-looking men.
Like Rod Stewart.
Yeah, they're way easy to draw. Attractive people, not so much.
No. Well, everyone liked Abe Lincoln, the grizzliest and oldest of them all.
Mm-hmm. All leathery and bumpy.
Master of the Cage, King of the Cage.
Yeah.
So your other work that you had, that was last year's I Am 8-Bit show, Harrison Ford. What did you do for this year?
This year I did a tribute to my favorite arcade game, which was the Coach arcade game by Konami. It was a 4-player beat 'em up side-scrolling, kind of like the Ninja Turtle game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who are the 4 you could play as again?
It was Coach Hayden Fox.
Yeah.
Dauber, Luther, and Christine.
Christine!
Dauber was way overpowered. You had to fight because everyone wanted to play as Dauber.
Yep.
Highly coveted license at the time.
And what do you call that one?
That's called Battle of the Heroes.
Man, everyone on that show truly a hero. So if you're out there watching the show right now, I want to know how you can become an artist like Brandon Bird. Are you willing to take some questions from the audience? This is all live and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Even though there aren't cameras, there is an audience. Figure that one out. Ryan Davis, do you have any questions for Brandon?
Oh, let's see here. Justin Furest. Oh, I can't even pronounce that name. From Ramona, California, wants to know if you always wanted to be an artist. What was it that sparked your interest in this sort of line of work?
Not always. It wasn't until I was about 10 years old and came upon a strange glowing meteorite. And since then, I can't think of doing anything else.
Anything else?
Yeah.
So, Law and Order.
Seamless.
Very, not really much of a video game tie for that. There are some Law and Order video games, but you've done a lot of Law and Order work. Your boy Conan O'Brien's in town this week. Have you talked to him yet about your coloring book and everything? Or
No, we had a falling out.
You did?
No, I just.
You want to go find him? We can wreck mess him up.
It's right down Market Street. We can go
that
get
guy's
him.
like 11 feet tall.
Get on my shoulders.
Yeah. So you do a lot of Law and Order work. What draws you towards that? Just because it's the greatest show ever? Or?
That's pretty much it, because it's like 20 years from now, maybe even 50, 100 years from now, if people want to study America, they will watch old Law and Order episodes.
I like that
in
theory.
8-hour blocks on whatever TNT is at that time.
TNT 4. It will be TNT 4D. All right, cool. So Brandon, bringing it back to video games a little bit. You obviously, judging by your works, have your finger to the pulse of all that is pop culture. You talk about the future like this. In 10, 20, 30 years, when people look back at the beginning of video games, is it just going to be Mario, or do you think there'll be something else that will rise above as an icon of video games?
I hope it's not just Mario, because otherwise the whole 8-bit art show is going to get really boring after a couple of years. So I'm kind of hoping they eventually open it up to like, I am 16-bit, I am 32-bit.
And the Marios will just look better and better as they go. It's this is a really good-looking 3D Mario.
You can get some Dreamcast art in there. I can do like a Sega 32X piece.
You can do. Can we commission you? We got all these blank walls here around the office. If you just want to throw something up, we can get you a copy of the Yo sculpture.
$8,000.
Done. Right in the check right now. Ryan Davis, do you have any last questions for Brandon while we have him here?
Oh, let's see here. Yes. Matthias Jensen from Denmark wants to know, what's your favorite Master System game?
Ooh.
I'm going to go, even though I didn't actually play it, I just watched my brother play it, Phantasy Star.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you don't play too many video games now.
Yeah.
What's it going to take to get you back into it?
I think video games need to get kind of dumber. Like I miss being able to be like, which one is jump and which is punch?
Oh, you'd be surprised how many very dumb video games there are these days.
Well, Brandon, I got your check right here for you. $8,000 for Way Rad Art. Well, there you go. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Brandon Bird, everyone, if you want to see more of Brandon's work, get a poster of Harrison Ford, where should they go?
They should go to brandonbird.com.
It's D-O-N. Brandon.
BRANDONBIRD.
Cool.
.com.
Thanks, Brandon. If you want to see more on the I Am 8-Bit stuff, go to im8bit.net. Great. Brandon Bird, everybody, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Up next, we have a really cool trailer for a crazy game for the PSP. It's called Crush. Check it out.
Rated E10 for ages 10 and up. Sega.
Hiya. Okay, hi, my name's Ben Hebb. I'm the art director at Zoe Mode, Kuju's Brighton studio in the UK. I'm working on Crush. Okay, Crush is a 2D, 3D puzzler, basically. It's a character-driven adventure game, and it's quite unique in its design mechanic, and it's quite distinct in its art style. Started to really pull together last summer when we became involved with Sega and their creative team, and it's when we really started looking at the split dynamic, which is the key sort of USP of the game, which is the move between 2D and 3D and the kind of unique sort of shift in abstract dimension, and that became basically from both a kind of theme, it became quite odd and sort of unsettling, and that kind of motivated the change in art style from something really quite bright and colourful to something a little bit darker and more weird. Some of the biggest challenges in terms of, from an artistic point of view for me, were the move with creating the colours and the lights for the block types within the game, and the differentiation between foreground gameplay zone, really, in the middle where you're playing the game, and the background, and how that would actually work and create a kind of a visual sort of environment that you would know that this is your playing field essentially, and then the stuff going in the background was the background, and yet the foreground and background had to work together at the same time. On top of that, there was the move between 2D and 3D. So I think one of the biggest challenges that we spent ages playing with the jump between 2D and 3D in terms of turning off lighting, turning on lighting, bringing the background elements, darkening them down, having them on full. What you get now is basically, when you play the game, the backgrounds almost go right down to black. You still get a sort of a small sense that they're there, so you never forget where you are, but then they'll come back and it kind of just adds that whole feeling of moving to and from 2D and 3D. That sounds quite simple, but again, it took quite a long time to get where it is. I think it's the natural progress. It's the same in many, many games. It actually looks quite simple, but it went through a number of kind of iterations to get where we were today. One of the great things, sort of evolutions for me graphically over the period of the project was the actual crush mechanic. So it's a key thing, obviously, the big jump between 2D and 3D. Initially that was done with a camera change, literal camera change between a perspective camera and an orthographic camera. As the project evolved, another kind of people were getting more enthused and kind of trying to work out a much cleverer way of doing it, which is actually what we've got now, which is a code solution which is transforming the matrix. And basically what you see when you're playing the game now is you see it slide beautifully between 2D and 3D. And when I remember seeing that for the first time, and it was like this, real kind of that's it moment. I mean, there's a little effect over the top, but it was that transformation between 2D and 3D graphically. It was just like, kind of like a eureka, that's it, that's this game. We kind of nailed it now.
And there it is, Crush for the PSP coming soon. Zoe Mode, Jeff Gerstmann.
I have a crush on Zoe Mode.
Oh, that's good.
This fall on PSP. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Brian Eckberg.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome, man.
Hey, man.
Welcome to the show.
My pleasure.
World traveler, you.
Yeah.
Been all over, been around the world.
That's right. That's right.
But now you're back.
Back, and I'm going to show. I'm here with a racing game. Can you believe it?
No.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
You might as well be playing football.
That's right, but it's not Forza.
What is it?
This is actually the spiritual successor to the Colin McRae series. This is Dirt.
So, like in Europe, it's actually called like Colin McRae's Dirt.
That's right. Colin McRae, of course, is much better known in overseas than he is here. Most people only know him via the video game series here, but in overseas, he's a very famous. He's like the sort of like the Jeff Gordon of rally racing. But this is the previous games in the Colin McRae series have been very specific in terms of just rally racing. But what they've done with this series has been to open it up to a lot of different kinds of disciplines. And I probably need to start this race over, honestly.
You should go. You go ahead and restart, man.
Yeah.
We had you talking too much.
That's okay.
They're cutting out everything. It's just dirt.
It's just dirt. On this side of the Atlantic, it's just dirt. And but there's a lot to this game. I mean, you do. Fans of Colin McRae, have no fear. There's still rally racing in this game, and I think we'll show a little bit of that in just a bit. But this, as you can see, this is not rally racing. You have, rally racing is one man, or two men, one car, and against the time trials against the track. This is dune buggies. This is, I think, is a discipline called Core Championship Off-Road Racing. It's an actual series that is run.
People do this in real life.
Yeah, people totally do this, and these are obviously dune buggies. And
look at all that bounce.
Yeah, lots of bounce.
Look at all that dirt.
Look at all that dirt. That's right. And I might, yep.
Oh!
Yeah, but so as you can see, these cars destruct real nice. They break apart in amazing ways. And I don't know if the folks at home can hear it, but the damage in this game, Colin McRae's always had really exceptional sound quality, sound design in their games. You just hear with even a little bit of damage, you hear like metal parts, rolling around in the engine, and damage. Just you really hear it. But here it's even more so. I mean, you just hear parts clanking against one another, and the engine starts to sound a lot different when you damage it even just a little bit. And you can actually. Man, I'm not doing too well. But you can actually, with terminal, they call it terminal damage, you can actually kill your car in this game, which a lot of racing games don't even do. So if you roll it off a cliff or actually run into a tree, you can kill your car right then and there.
Well, if I recall correctly from Guy Cocker's preview,
how much damage, how much your car is affected by damage is a direct result of what difficulty level you're playing on. So you're like on the easiest, you won't wreck your car. But
Right. And in this demo, there's only one difficulty level. Although terminal damage is on, so I can kill the car if I want to. But you're right. I mean, you're not going to be. It's not going to punish you unless you want it to.
Cool.
So, but yeah, it's just amazing when you hit some of these stationary objects at extreme high speeds. The car just breaks apart. It's maybe not as extreme as what you see in like MotorStorm, but it looks really nice. The wheels will go flying, and they're all like independent, physically modeled. So a tire will roll down the road or something like that. It's obviously just really well done.
So is Colin McRae still in the game, even though his name's not on it?
He is in the game. There's actually two motorsports guys in this game. There's Colin, and there's a guy named Travis Pastrana, who
beat him at the X Games.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's sort of a well-known. I guess he started in motorcycles, and now
double backflip, Travis Pastrana.
See,
come on now.
Knows. But now he's moved on to off-road racing and to legitimate car racing and things like that.
See, that's awesome that he's in it. Because my question was going to be, did they take Colin McRae's name off it after the disgrace at the X Games?
No. I mean,
this nobody, damn motorcycle rider totally beat him at his own game.
Well, I think how it's working is that Travis is like the host of this game. He takes you through all the menus and introduces you to the different series that you'll be running in, and I believe that like Travis and Colin are like when you're doing the career mode, which it isn't working in this demo build, but you actually end up going up against those guys. So I guess they're like bosses that you would race late in the game.
Brian, if you want to actually get into another race right now, we'll toss it over to Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis, got any questions for Brian?
I've got a ton of questions.
Hit us.
Mads Handsome from Hjorjekker.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't even know. There's J's and there's a D and a K right next to each other. Madness. Asks, is it possible to customize the cars in this game?
There is some customization, although I can't. I don't think I can show it in this build because it's just not in this build. But just as in the previous Colin games, there is damage that you incur and things that you can do to set the car up from stage to stage or from race to race. And we were just on like a dirt course, but we're about to go to Japan, and where it's mostly asphalt and it's real slick and wet, so you definitely need a completely different setup. So I haven't actually experimented with the different setups, but I'm sure that it's in there.
I was gonna say this is a loading screen, but this is a fascing loading screen.
Yeah, it's really kind of cool. When Justin was doing the preview of this game, he really called this out because it's just a different look for a. We're loading right here, but the whole menu system follows this sort of 3D look, and it's really sharp. And the music's in this game is actually really good too.
I think Justin raves about the music all the time. We should remind everyone this is not a final build of this game by any means.
A lot of things aren't working yet, but
and it'll load a lot faster when it's done, more than likely.
And the frame rate in this build is a little iffy. That Justin said that they're aiming for 50 frames per second, so that's pretty solid considering this game looks amazing. One of the things I definitely want to show off in this new race is all the different car vantage points. You have multiple car viewpoints outside the car, and there's actually 2 inside the car as well, which is very unusual. So it's really cool.
Cool.
Here we go.
Here's your race right here. Is that Alex's car you're driving?
That is a Red Bull themed Subaru WRX. So here's the standard look outside the car. With a few clicks of the LB, the left bumper, I can go a little bit further out back. I can go a first-person view, hood view. This is probably my favorite one, right? You can see all that. And then you can actually do one more where you're actually a little bit further back in the car. Wow. So whatever viewpoint you want, this game will probably have one that's good for you.
Ryan Davis, more questions for Brian?
I've got a personal question. Do they accurately model the cockpits of all the cars that you're in for this stuff?
Having never been in one of these models, I don't know, but I would assume that given the amount of detail in the environments and the amount of detail in the cars, that the interiors are correct too. I mean, they look,
that looks like having ridden in Alex's car, that's pretty much what it looks like.
Yeah, you see these, when you watch World Rally on like Speed Channel or something, you see in-car views sometimes, and it's like obviously these cars don't have like radios and all sorts of gadgets on the inside.
15-inch subwoofers.
Yeah, exactly. But they're kind of stripped down, so this looks, looks pretty accurate to me. I would assume that they made it just as it appears in real life.
So you mentioned MotorStorm earlier. This is a next-gen game. You get dirty in your car. How similar are these two games? Like Dirt's more, realistic, right?
Yeah, I mean, this game, it feels very akin to older Colin games in that it's, there's going to be a lot of different difficulty levels, and it's approachable if you want to get right into it, but it's challenging to get these cars, especially, I mean, the biggest challenge to the game is all the different surface types. You have asphalt here, you have lots of dirt and mud, and you have these situations where you have to compromise in your setup because at one point you're rolling over dry, tarmac, and then you're going straight to mud or something. So it's a matter of just dealing with all these different kinds of terrain and trying to be fast in all of them. So the cars control it really well. They're really slidey, as you can tell, and they feel really good going around the corners, and they're super fast. So it's just a matter of trying to be fast in all these different environments.
Nice. Ryan Davis, you have one last question for me?
Let me see here. Let me choose a really good one.
You choose a really good one. And I'm going to point out that this has shiny pavement, which reminds me of the first, was it Need for Speed Underground, where you first saw such shiny pavement?
Shiny
that was next gen.
That's it.
Yeah.
Games ain't going to look no better ever again.
Pedro Pinto from Portugal asks, how many cars and tracks are in Dirt?
Oh man, you know what? I just crashed. I don't have a specific number in front of me. I want to say 45 different cars, and I don't know the number of environments, but there's in this demo alone we have tracks in Japan, Italy, England, and then there's actually America. There's an American circuit that's Pikes Peak. You can run the full 20-kilometer Pikes Peak run from beginning to end. I think towards the end of the game is one of the big challenges. So.
Can you get us a really good wreck?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me do it right here. And
you dented the guardrail and everything.
Yeah. So let me see if I can show you the front of the car.
Oh, look what you did to your car.
Part of the car is gone.
And it's still running.
It's still running. Still running. So I may have killed it there, actually.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Brian Eckerberg, the game is Dirt, and hopefully we'll get a chance for you to play this on the show again soon.
I hope so. I love this game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I have to let you know this is not the only Codemasters game you'll be seeing on the spot next week. Overlord will be on the show. Right now, though, let's toss it on over to Ryan Davis. Is that Greg Mueller, Ryan Davis?
No.
Oh, who is it?
No, yeah, it is. It's Greg Mueller. Greg, what's going on?
Not much.
You brought Tenchu Z for the Xbox 360.
Yep.
Ninja Killin'.
Yep.
Let's jump into it here. This is the first time Tenchu's shown up on the Xbox 360.
Yep.
What's new? What can we...
Well, it's pretty much the same old Tenchu that you know. It's from K2, the guys who did Tenchu Wrath of Heaven, which was on the PS2. It was actually probably the best Tenchu in the past several years. And it's pretty much Tenchu. You sneak around, you kill guys.
Now, what's with the circle of kanji there, and then, blood?
Well, down in the bottom left corner, that's the gauge that tells you how alert people are to your presence.
Okay.
So you pay attention to that, and you stick to the shadows.
That guy seems to know where you are.
Yep. Now, hopefully, I can confuse him and he'll go away. But not only can they see you if you're not hidden or in the shadows, they can also smell you. So, like in an earlier level, I was crawling through these bushes, and then I tried to sneak up on this guy who apparently had allergies, and he started sneezing and was alerted to my presence.
Do all guards have allergies?
No, not all of them.
Is there any way that you can distinguish between those
yeah,
who are
you'll hear some
allergic?
of them, you'll hear them sneezing a lot. So
really,
yeah.
Okay. Any other senses get tested in here? Aside from...
Not really. I mean, I guess hearing.
Oh. You just stabbed that guy in the head. So
yep.
the kills are still just as violent as ever, I can see.
Yeah, still very brutal kills. You can sneak up, there's some levels where you can see a silhouette of a guy who's on the other side of a paper door, and you can sneak up and stab him through the door, which is kind of cool.
Nice. I see you're wearing some urban camo. Is that of your choosing?
Yeah, you can actually customize your ninja in this game. You can choose a gender, and then you can choose a face and hair, and then you can buy all sorts of clothes and completely customize your character. So I kind of went for the crappy American Ninja movie ninja guy here.
American Ninja is a fine series of films. I will not have you disparaging it here on the show. Rich. Hi. What's going on? Do you have any questions?
Oh, I got questions.
What are your questions?
Our first question comes from Shot Mall in Atlanta. They want to know if you can compare this game to other stealth stuff like Metal Gear and Splinter Cell.
It's similar, but it's not. I mean, I guess in this game it's mission based, but there's no real cohesive story. So it's just like a bunch of single missions where you go in and you got to kill some guy, but there's no real story. So in that respect, it's very different from like a Metal Gear where you have a lot of craziness going on between kills. But for the most part, it's just like a stealth game. You crawl around a lot. You crawl through places like this and, you know, sneak up on guys and kill them. And it's very much like the original Tenchu on the PlayStation 1. If you played that game, you know, it's pretty much the same.
So you're playing a created character, so this isn't carrying any sort of the characters over from past Tenchu games?
No, actually, Rikimaru, the guy from the original one, is in the game, and he's the guy who gives you missions, but the playable characters are characters that you create yourself.
All right, and so you're saying there really is no story to speak of, it's just go into a mission. Do your objectives ever change other than, hey, go and kill all these dudes?
Yeah, they do change. I mean, there's some objectives where you have to, say, go follow a guy and see where he's going, so you don't, instead of just, you know, walking up and killing him, you got to track him as he moves through this level without being detected, of course. And there's other levels where you have to just get to a certain point, like maybe you have to get across a bridge, or there's levels where you have to retrieve some item like stolen bombs or stolen weapons or whatever. And there's actually 50 different missions in the game, so there's quite a bit of different things, but there's also a limited number of stages, so you might see the same stage multiple times.
Now, in past Tenchu games, it's definitely been you have to sneak or else you're pretty much screwed. You're not really strong in head-on, hand-to-hand combat. Is that still true in Tenchu Z?
Yeah, it is very true. I mean, the combat, you can get by if you want to just going up and slashing a guy. But if you're against more than one guy, you're going to have trouble and you'll probably end up dead because you can't take a lot of hits. I mean, as you can see, I just got bit by that dog and it took off, you know, maybe a quarter of my life.
Good chunk of your life there. Rich, you want to give me one more question?
How about, yeah, fine. I'll give you a comment first. Jacob Paulson in Denmark says American Ninja rocks.
Thank you, Jacob.
From Denmark, knowing that. And Parth,
Ninja, also a good movie.
Parth in Thornhill, Ontario, asks the same question a lot of people do. When and where is this game set? It seems kind of modernish.
Sort of, I guess, but like I said, the story really isn't fleshed out at all, so you just kind of jump into it, but you won't see any, I mean, you don't have any like high technology type stuff. It's all pretty much your basic ninja stuff, so like, you know, you're still using poison rice balls and smoke bombs and stuff. You're not using any high-tech gadgetry or anything like that.
No laser rice balls.
No.
There should be. I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Maybe in the next Tenchu game.
For the Tenchu game that we're making.
That's Tenchu Z?
Yep.
When's that coming out?
It's coming out in June, and there's a preview up on the site right now that you can go check out for more details.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming by, Greg.
Sure, no problem.
Rich, what's happening?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. I'm pretty sure right now we're going to, you know this show, Black Powder, Red Earth? We're running out of episodes at a rapid pace, so you better keep watching it. The season is coming to a close. In case you missed yesterday's episode, you should go watch it after On the Spot, of course. But in case you haven't seen it yet, here's what you missed.
This is my list of all the things that have to go in. Bridge, power station, offices, marketplace, trucks, habitats, storage, and ground.
Yeah, get a front view of that character, because I want to see if that fixed that baked-in problem. Nope. That muzzle flash has been totally off. Now it's centered again. Okay. But for some reason, it's drawing in front of the weapon.
Oh,
but Alt-Type has fixed that.
Why are you molesting me? Why are you molesting me?
You look like you needed a shake.
No, I don't. Just want to show this for reference so you can marvel at the wonders of about, I don't know, 100 man hours. Okay, so this is, as you can see, the level evolving as we go here. We've got a lot of the geometry in here now. We've got our bridgeway, we've got some fire effects, we've got some barricades. Things are coming together.
Next week's episode of Black Powder Earth in Development will be the last episode. So watch last week's show, see all the ones you missed, and be sure to come back next Wednesday for the season finale of In Development, Black Powder Red Earth. All right now though, hey Kevin Van Ord.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, buddy?
Great. How about you?
Good. Welcome to the show, man.
Why, thanks.
We, as our tournament guy, tournament coordinator, you know a little bit about the Gears of War for us.
Just a tad.
And they got some new maps out there.
They do.
What can you tell us about them?
Well, there are 4 new maps. Jeff and I are going to go through a couple of them here. Go through all 4 actually. What you're looking at here is this is the garden map. One of the new 4 ones. Now, a couple of the maps have a few gimmicks on them. The gimmick of this map here is that you've got these greenhouses that have this.
Oh God, he's
turning you. Exactly.
Oh,
that's not what I meant to do. I'm good at dying. Well, we'll go back into it.
I'm the best Gears of War player in the
world.
world.
Way to go, Jeff. So I'm guessing that green stuff that was coming down isn't good for you.
That's insecticide. That's not. You're not supposed to get into that. We'll go back to that map at the end because it'll cycle back.
Awesome. So as you said, some of these maps have gimmicks. That one's was. Can you turn that stuff off? I hope
you can, and that's the whole gimmick.
Okay.
So we'll go back to that. Actually, that's my favorite one of the new ones.
Well, good. So. That's what you died just so we have to see a second time.
You've got it. I'm good at dying, as anybody that played Halo 2 with me last night would tell you. So this is the second map. This is Bullet Marsh. Yeah. This is the other gimmick map. So here, what you've got, you notice how dark it is. What you've got lurking in the shadows here is you've got krill, which are like these bat-like creatures that the Gears of War players will know all about.
How are you supposed to have a multiplayer game with krill? They kill you the moment you are out of the light.
Yes, they do, and that's really part of the trick. Stay in the light in this map. There's a generator. We'll see if I can go find that. That if you shoot it out, it actually makes things darker, and they'll come in for the kill if you're not careful. So let's see if I can.
See if I can find where the lights will go out.
Yeah, you guys can race for that. So these maps just came out this morning.
They did.
There's 4 of them. Right now they'll cost you something, but later they won't, is what I hear?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
They're costing 800 points right now, which is $10.
But in September they're free.
September 3rd, yeah.
That's a ways away.
Well, they want you to make sure, they want to make sure to get money out of the people that are willing to pay before saying, all right, fine.
Right. So how big is this map? This seems like you got a lot of space here in this one, Kevin.
There is a bit of space, and really you've got 2 levels. You've got down here in the marsh itself, and then you've got where Jeff is hanging out up above. And I'm going to see if I can. We played around. Here it is. So right in front of me here, you've got this this generator here. So.
And all you got to do is shoot it out.
What you want to do is shoot it out. When it's green, it means it's on, and the lights are working properly. So.
See, this isn't something where you can just flip a switch. You actually have to shoot it.
No, you have to shoot at it. Now the lights are off, and as you notice, they come in for the kill. Exactly. So, trick is get out of the way.
Jeff, you gotta go.
Now I gotta
fish
go
them off.
find them and finish them. I don't
know
where you went.
It's Warzone, so I'll die here eventually anyway.
Yeah.
Ryan Davis, are there any questions coming in about these new Gears of War maps?
Dave Lands from Connecticut asks, how big are each of these maps compared to the default Gears of War multiplayer maps?
I'm going to say that they're about the same. I mean, Gears of War only supports 8 players at a time. I would say that they're all roughly about the same. In fact, I would say that this one's probably the biggest of the 4.
Bullet Marsh here?
Yeah, I would say Bullet Marsh is probably the biggest. I can't confirm that for sure because I haven't fooled around enough with them, but I would say that's probably the biggest one.
Cool. What's next, Kevin?
Process is next. This is actually a pretty standard map. I haven't seen anything, any gimmicks on this one other than just a standard Gears of War map here. But
a lot of emulsion.
Yeah, this is an emulsion factory.
Look at all that juice.
Woo.
Whoa.
So, as far as I can tell, I've been running around these maps. As far as I can tell, you can't actually fall into any of it, or none of it will splash up. Even if you drop a satchel in or something, it's not gonna splash on you, as far as I can tell.
Cool.
But it's got lots of nice lighting effects in blue.
So you can't reenact the end of Terminator 2 or anything? Or?
No, unfortunately not. No, not even any exploding barrels or anything. So
I like how each map has a completely different look to it. Just lighting all the way up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, kill him. Oh. I thought we agreed that Jeff was going to be the one that died. That didn't. Whoops. All right, no worries.
Yeah, well, no, I'm good at dying.
That before the show.
Oh. One last map. Ryan Davis, you have any questions while you load it?
Shyamal Shah from Atlanta has a really good question. Do we have any idea how much space these take up on the hard drive?
It's like 220, 200. It's somewhere in the 200 meg range.
All right.
I believe.
Cool. All right, what's this last map, Kevin?
Last map is Subway, but I don't want to miss the garden map.
Oh, we have to go back to the garden.
We got to get back to the garden map.
All right, fine. So tell us about Subway. All right, second to last map, Kevin, is called...
There you go. Subway is pretty self-explanatory. This is, of course,
sandwiches and...
Exactly. Hot dog vendors are hanging around. Homeless guys playing the trumpet.
Nice.
So basically, this is just a two-tiered map here. Although it looks really cool, and the trains don't move, unfortunately. I thought it would be pretty cool if we actually have speeding trains, but...
That speeding train that's in the depot level or whatever is nothing but annoying.
It is tough.
So
it is
I'm actually kind
unforgiving.
of happy that the trains don't move.
It is a cold mistress, that train.
That train.
Yeah.
It giveth and it taketh away.
Woo! And in terms of dankness and whatnot, this is
Can
just
you go
as
back
good
and
of
look
a-
at those posters real quick before Jeff?
yeah,
Never mind.
no. Too late.
That was gonna be one of my questions: is did they take advantage of these new levels to create new awesome war propaganda posters?
I don't know. I didn't
It
take a
looked
good
like
look
one
at
to
them.
me. We'll
I was
never
busy
know.
dying.
We'll never know
now.
because of Jeff's
That's-
itchy trigger finger.
I had to cut him.
Ryan Davis, give us one question while we go back to the first map. There aren't 5 maps, there's just 4, but Kevin's going to play this time. He's not going to die.
Pete from Fort Myers, Florida asks if the new Gears maps are symmetrical or asymmetrical.
That's a really good question. I'd say that you're pretty much looking at symmetry except for Bullet Marsh, which is pretty asymmetrical. The other ones seem to be pretty well laid out so that whether you're starting as Cog or Locust, you're looking at pretty much the same thing from opposite ends.
The Gears War maps are good for that. They're good. They're well balanced. All right, last map, Kevin, a.k.a. the first map.
This is Garden. I'm going to try my best not to die. So I'm not going to wander into the greenhouse this time.
Right.
So let's see if I can show you.
So is there a set switch for hitting that?
There is.
That's it right there, the big green glowy
So where
thing?
you see the green glowy thing, you just walk up.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
There are 3. Turn them off. But
and Jeff's at 3 as well, so there's 6 switches.
Yeah, but see, the trick is they're going to unswitch by themselves.
Ah.
So you go in long enough so that you can grab whatever weapons in here. Yeah,
now, can
exactly.
you go back and, well, I guess I'll just find out right now. If we're going to go back to these switches and then flip them on.
You can flip them off.
Oh, so you can't flip them back on once they're off. Okay.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Nope. So you got to wait for them to
You can't, like, wait for
back.
someone to run in there and then turn them back on and laugh.
That'd be mean, Jeff.
Yes.
I guess that's what multiplayer Gears of War is all about.
Yep.
Exactly.
So
there we go.
All right, and then there's Kevin getting pesticide. That's some
Oh,
harsh...
right when I found the rocket launcher.
They have some... They have some harsh pesticide there on Sarah, Kevin.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
It's an immediate kill there.
Well, thank you for bringing these by, Kevin. While we're here, you were mentioning playing Halo 2 last night. Can you tell us about GameSpot Community Game Nights?
Sure, why
People
not?
don't know about them?
Yeah, every Wednesday night from 7 to 9 Pacific time, we're doing GameSpot Game Night. Every week a different game. So people that want to play with the GameSpot folks. So last night, Aaron Thomas and I got together. And I think Ryan might have jumped in there for a short while as well. And
I got killed a lot.
yeah, basically GameSpot people in the community get together, they crush us, show us how much better at games than we are, and then we go about our day with a few more tiers than when we started.
Cool. And if they want to learn more about it, they can find out all about it.
Just go to the tournaments forum and the GameSpot forums, and you can find out all sorts of information there.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Sure.
KTVO, the voice of the Heartland. Ryan Davis, Alex Navarro, what's going on over on that side?
I'm playing some Red Star.
What?
Right, you
For
are.
the PlayStation 2. This is a game that originally was in development by Acclaim, like supposed to come out 4 years ago or something. And
You mean back when there was an Acclaim?
And then Acclaim went under, and the game kind of disappeared. And now XS has picked up the game, and they've released it, and it's pretty awesome. It's alternate history Russia. It's based on a graphic novel. I'm not sure exactly how much it actually plays into the storyline of the graphic novel because the story elements are pretty week and just a little bit of text in between. But the action's rad. Let's jump into it here.
So this is kind of a hybrid-y gameplay experience.
A lot of it's very linear in nature. It's like a lot of the time it's kind of this third-person action, but then regularly it turns into basically a top-down shooter. Which we'll see here. I'm in one of the boss fights of the game. This is one of the early ones. And the game loves to throw boss fights at you, like, constantly. Like, you'll have, over the course of a single level, you'll have what seem like, 3 or 4 boss fights.
Are you, like, firing into another dimension? What the hell is going on
I think so,
there?
something like that. And, there's lots of slow bullets, and, again, this is an early level, so this one is not quite as ruthless as some of the later ones can be, but it's already...
And it is ruthless. It does get very ruthless toward the later stages.
You saw me earlier today, I was cursing.
Indeed.
I'd been on pretty much the same level for most of the day.
Clean show. We're on a clean show.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to.
He's not cursed now.
Here.
All right, good.
That's why he's playing an easy level, so that doesn't happen.
Otherwise, that'd be breaking controllers, and I'm not a kind of guy who breaks controllers.
Children would be corrupted right now.
And it's interesting the way that it does kind of have both the shooter gameplay stuff and I'm getting hit by these things.
I mean, in a sense, you are beating up these spinning disc things while also top-down shooting the boss.
Right. They like to mix it up. Oh, gotta stay out of the way of those.
Yeah. So you picked the right one.
I did. Well, I could tell because it wasn't glowing.
Oh.
And it just kind of goes like this. This is the game.
Huh.
And I gotta shoot the thing, and now I've got this big super blast that I've charged up. Oh, that didn't really go very well.
No, that didn't really seem to have the desired effect.
There are a couple different characters you can play as. This is the smaller, lither character. There's another character who's much larger and slower, but he deals a whole lot more damage. Oh, my gun just overheated. Something that you kind of have to...
Your gun can overheat?
Your gun can overheat, which in a shooter, real bummer.
Hot
guns.
When your gun overheats, and you earn money as you go through the game, and you can upgrade stats like gun heat, so that your gun doesn't overheat quite as easily.
These guns is hot.
Yeah, they are. And the shooting is actually pretty easy because despite the fact that you're in 3D here, it's got all lock-on targeting style stuff. So you can just kind of you hit a trigger and then you shoot in the general direction, and then it's all good.
Hey, you guys want questions?
I got one.
Oh, fine.
Jeff has a question.
Jeff from California asks,
hey, Ryan.
Hey, what's up?
This game was originally going to come to the Xbox back when it was an Acclaim game.
It was also going to come to the PC, I think.
What's up with that?
It's not. To my knowledge, this is it.
They don't make Xbox games anymore, Jeff.
Yeah, no, it's actually too bad because the Xbox version of this game actually looked a lot better.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this isn't. I wouldn't call this necessarily a powerhouse, and definitely at this point, it's hard to be particularly impressed by most PS2 games, but it's got some charm to it, and it moves well. It doesn't overextend itself, which is a good thing. And yeah, so it just kind of keeps going like this. The levels are pretty hectic because you only have one life bar per level.
Ooh.
So it's like you've got about 15 minutes worth of hardcore action here, and then if you die, you got to start it all over again. So it's kind of a bummer.
You guys want a couple questions real quick?
Sure. Yeah, a couple of real quick ones.
All right, first question comes from let's see, we'll give it to Bartholomew in Tampa Bay. What's the story of this game, and when and where does it take place?
The story is real
thin.
light. Yeah, there's not a whole ton of story. It's
alternate future.
I think it's actually alternate past Russia. There's technology and magic. Honestly, the story doesn't play real strong in this game. I read a little bit about Red Star, the actual graphic novel that it's based on, and it sounds much more interesting than what this game kind of gives you as far as the story elements. But just expect a lot of stuff like what you're seeing here as far as environments and enemies.
It's a cool little piece of history, you can almost say.
It's surprising this game came out, and it's a good deal of fun. I kind of like the way that it blends the kind of top-down shooter action and the third-person beat-em-up stuff, and it does so really dynamically. It's a good deal of fun.
I mean, just got to see if 100 Bullets ever comes out.
Is this a budget game, Ryan, or?
I don't know how much this
is. It is a $20 game.
There you go. Thank you, Alex. Got my back.
And also, just considering how all the other Resurrected Acclaim projects have been, this is kind of a miracle in and of itself that it's
Yeah, those other ones weren't so good, were they?
No. Yeah, remember Made Man?
Here's another boss fight.
All right, for people who don't know, let's wrap this up. Jeff.
Hey, what's up?
Tell us what happened to Acclaim, and why is this game interesting to several people that it's actually hitting shelves now?
Well, Acclaim basically went bankrupt some years back, and they had a lot of projects in development. This is the Acclaim that developed all those Simpsons games for the NES, and and that really crappy Batman game for the PlayStation.
Maybe like an NBA game.
Yeah, and they did the home versions of a lot of Midway's stuff, so you might associate the Acclaim name with like Mortal Kombat or NBA Jam, because Midway used to not do their own home games. But Acclaim went under and auctioned off basically, what was left of what they owned, including the intellectual property and a lot of these unfinished games. So a lot of budget publishers, a lot of people kind of came in, swooped up, and got what they could of this stuff, and now they're still releasing some of it, as we can see here. Juiced was another one of those games, the THQ driving game.
And 100 Bullets.
100 Bullets was another one that has not surfaced.
Was like Army Men one of those franchises? Or
no, Army Men was 3DO.
3DO,
so
right.
I think someone picked that up when 3DO went under. Right. So the
But
dark
that
cloud
happened at the same
of
time,
Army Men still lingers in the. It could come.
High heat.
It could come get us at any.
Can't wait for that next gen Army Men game.
Hey, Ryan and Alex. Yeah. Well, one last question. We got a lot of it. Ryan, is this game multiplayer at all, Red Star?
Yeah, it's 2-player co-op, and it's pretty rad.
Cool. Review coming soon?
Review coming very soon.
Well, thank you, Alex and Ryan.
Hey, thank you.
Now, I know we promised a whole bunch of people that we'd show them the gaming side of the NFL draft. You're going to have to wait until next week for that. We're going to show you a little bit of Madden, a little bit of NCAA football.
Technical difficulties
talk to all kinds of people. Jamarcus Russell's in there. It'll be cool. But and obviously Overlord will be here next week. Be sure to come back for that. And also, we want to thank everyone for helping GameSpot win the People's Voice Awards in the Webbies.
The people use their voice to speak.
That's
in voting
That's
form.
3 years running,
That's
and we couldn't have done it without you because we can't vote that often.
Oh yeah,
for
we can only
ourselves.
vote like once.
Yeah,
I don't have enough email addresses to win it myself.
Nope. So it's all on you guys and gals, and thanks for voting for GameSpot. Maybe one day we'll actually win the real Webby. Nah, we just want the People's Voice one.
I care about what the people want.
Yeah.
For the People's website.
Yeah. So Ryan and Alex, we're wrapping the show up here. Did you guys have a good show?
I'm still having a good show.
You put the controller down, man. Look in the camera. Say goodbye.
Yes, it was a great show. I had a lot of fun. It was good seeing Brandon Bird here. It was good hanging out with Alex and torturing him while he played terribly at Tomb Raider.
You're such a bastard, I swear.
I know. Greg Mueller, thanks for coming by, showing Tenchu Z. All that jazz.
Cool. Well, thanks, fellas. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron Thomas. Obviously, of course, thank you very much, Brandon Bird, for coming by. I don't think we actually let him leave. We're just I wrote him that check. He's starting on the walls right now.
Yeah.
He's working.
He's good. He's starting with like some one-color throw-ups to go through. Yo.
Two-color.
Yo.
Brian Eckberg coming by with Dirt. Thank you, Codemasters. Let's play that. Also, next week, I'm not going to be here.
What?
I'm announcing that. I'm not going to be here. I'm going
It's my time now, Gallup.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to Hawaii.
That bubble machine is still in my office, man.
You're going to fire up that bubble machine?
Hey, I don't know.
You seriously do whatever you want. I think Ryan McDonald might have a word or two of input to say on the show. But Jeff, good show. I'd like to thank all the GameSpot Live producers for making this a fantastic show. The crew, everyone, great job. We'd like to thank you for watching. My name's Rich Gallup. Someone will be here next week. I will not catch you next week right here on the spot.
Yo!